Hey there, ho there, hi there, guys. It is early. It's 7:30, or maybe a little bit after 7:30, 7:38. I really have a thing when people say a little bit after, and I'm like, what is a little bit after 7? So I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, but I am off on Mondays with I just woke up. Okay, but I am off on Mondays, and this is C La Vie. This is Reviews by C, which I do reviews and speak about mental wellness, because mental health is mental wealth. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can hear me rant and rave about things that we like. Because evidently, if you're hitting the subscribe button, it's content that I have or things that I'm saying that you like, and of course it helps the algorithm and all that. We get that out the way. Okay, so I woke up this morning kind of early because it's a Saturday and I have to work on a Saturday, which is okay for me because sometimes Saturdays are relatively easy. However, as I spoke about in my previous videos that I've been taking Asphyxior, and it has helped me a lot as far as working and focusing. I cannot explain in detail what it has helped me with as far as focusing and speaking and talking, and there's a lot of for instances. For one is that I've noticed yesterday when I was at work, I was a little high strung. There was anxiety that was building up, and there was questions that were being answered. There was a guy that was asking a question, and I did the best that I could to answer him the best way that I can, and I just reiterated myself in a calm, cool demeanor. Now, normally I would feel myself getting all types of, built up, and I can feel myself shaking, and my voice will start cracking. And I don't know if that was because I was getting anxious or if I was getting upset or irritated. Most likely, I believe I was getting irritated because I'm like, dude, I'm trying to. I'm helping you out, and I can't find it. You're giving me information that I don't, I can't gather. This is not for me. You understand what I'm saying? So, and then when he kept saying, he wanted a piece of information, I was saying to him that, I'm sorry, I don't have access to that. In order for you to get that, you have to get it to the person, and the person that you're asking for, I can't find it. So therefore, it's null and void. But the main part about that was I didn't feel anxious or anything. I was kind of upset, which you get upset about anytime when something happens. It's just like, dude, you just blew me, It's more, I think for me, it's more irritability than being upset. And I've been upset before. I've been upset when I went into rage, and that's a long time ago because I was in an abusive relationship. So this is the reason why I also wanted to bring this up, is that I was in an abusive relationship for a little over 6 years. Then I got into another relationship that was mentally abusive. So I believe abuse is horrible altogether, but if you are in a relationship that's physically abusive and mentally abusive and then emotionally abusive, all that in one, is like a cyclone. But no, all seriousness here, all jokes aside, I believe I was just driving around, and I think I'm going to bring that up to my my therapist when I see her again, and said that I was just, a thought had came into me, and I was saying, I wonder where all this came from. I know that some of this, how I think and process things, because mainly for me, anxiety is just the way you process things. and then how a panic attack happens is how you process things, basically how I see it, and or what it comes down to, let's put it that way. And so I know my mother was, I don't want to say a worry wart, but she was just always a little, I want to say high sprung. And what I mean by that is that it was a whole lot of, being ready, being prepared, because if something might happen, do this, do that, make sure you put it up. And it was protective mode as well as just being sometimes it was just overly excessive, a lot, what she would do. And so in my adult life, it transferred over to me, worrying about, okay, I have to get up in the morning, I have to clean, because if I don't clean, somebody may come by and they may look at my house, and then they may say that my house is dirty, and if they do, then they're not going to want to come over, then they're going to talk about me. And every time when I see them and when they're talking, I'm thinking that they are talking about me and my dirty house. And whenever I would go over to somebody else's house and it's dirty, I would have the same thinking of, okay, this house is dirty, they're not clean, I'm not going to sit here or there. It was just one of those things. So it was a constant buildup of making sure that my space was clean, and that I was getting up, that I was cleaning my bed. And I'm saying all this because I woke up this morning and I said, okay, today's a Saturday, and I'm just not going to do anything because it's Saturday. It's pajama day for me, Saturday. Whenever I know that there's a nice lazy day, I don't have anything to do, I would stay in my pajamas. Unless someone calls me to want to go out, then I'm, put on some clothes and things like that. Or I feel like, it's time for me to get out of my pajamas. But I do try to make a pajama day where I'm just in my pajamas all day. I will, probably take a shower and wash my lady parts, because we all should. And I would put on some clothes, or find some clean pajamas and put those on. Or I would, because I take a shower before I go to bed, and I put on my clothes, and depending on how I feel or whatever, I might put on the same pajamas like I have on now, or I'll just find some other ones. But I mean, que sera, whatever, right? So I woke up this morning and I said, okay, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to go and get myself ready, make my coffee, get myself prepared for my day. And lo and behold, I came out of the bathroom, and I said to myself, I was literally thinking, I looked at my bed and I said, I gotta clean my bed. I can't walk around with my bed like this. It's just weird how that happens. So then I came and I sat down and I said, let me do a video today. And I tried to track how long I cannot clean my bed. And it may sound weird, but to me, it's like if I don't clean my bed, it's just something wrong. I'm not satisfied. I'm not fulfilled. So, because even when I go over other people's house and I see their bed not clean, I'm like, oh my gosh, your bed is not clean? That is just the worst thing ever. Most people say when you clean your bed in the beginning of the day, then that's just, accomplished. That's your first task that you do. Which I don't see anything wrong if you don't clean your bed when you first wake up. That's fine. If you wait, 10 hours later or before you go to bed to clean your bed, it's whatever you do, is what you do. But for me, it's like I just have to have it clean. So I came down and I sat here and made this video for you all. But again, that travels back to my mother, who would get up early in the morning. I mean early, even on a Saturday when we were in school. And we would get up early in the morning, and it was like we couldn't lay in the bed. She would tell us if we get up and make the bed and get dressed, then we can go back and lay down. And I've always, and this is weird, but say to myself, I just really want to be able to get up, and when I'm ready to get up, and then start my day. But it was never like that. It was always at a certain time to get up, to clean, and it was just repetitive for years on end. And it kind of traveled with me when I got older, which is not a bad thing, because my house doesn't, it's not dirty. Not saying that if anybody don't clean or anything like that, that you're horrible. but it did have some positive aspects in the end. But at the same time, it's like the sugar and the sweet, where it's a cycle where it's like I want to lay down sometimes in bed and I can't, because I feel like I have to get up and do it. So it's a difference between I have to do it. If I do not do it, something is going to happen, something is going to go wrong, versus doing it because it's the right thing to do. So that's my definition of what I feel like when I am going through anxiety or having these racing thoughts. And as far as yesterday, I went over to my friend's house and I was having a little bitty panic attack. And what happened was, I noticed I was over at my friend's house. I brought my squishy, and I was like, okay, I can go over there and edit video. But at the same time, I totally got sidetracked because it was, I don't know. Anyway, it was me over at my friend's house, I guess, and I didn't want to be rude. And lo and behold, but we were having a conversation and it plumped out my mind. So I'm over there, and she invited me over because she had cooked and everything else. And after I ate, I looked at my watch because normally around 8:55 I would take my medication. However, I switched during the daytime to take it at 7:30, which works wonders for me. And I was just looking at my watch and like, I gotta go. I was like, I have to go. It's just my bedtime. Plus, I gotta be in the work in the morning. And I was sitting there watching TV, and I started noticing I was fidgeting. And when I fidget, that's because my mind is thinking, and basically it's kind of like having this battle with what I should and what I shouldn't do. And I found myself again looking around the room, and I instantly went somewhere else. And this is what triggered me thinking, okay, maybe this has something to do with my past relationship. So I was with my friend, and I was looking around, the house, because I started fidgeting, which is my indication that I'm starting to have a panic attack because I'm overthinking. And when I say overthinking, I mean I'm just having this thought of what I shouldn't do, what I should do, why I should do it, when I should do it, what's the reason for doing it. So I'm overthinking. And so instantly, and it's so bizarre, I had a thought of when I was in my abusive relationship. I say that because it was abusive, and I was in the same predicament where I remember there was a couple of times, and I say it's so bizarre because for me, it was like I was actually reliving the exact thing. Now, there was 2 instances where my brain basically had went into a situation where I felt cornered. Okay, basically, I had a panic attack, and I didn't want to be there. Okay, and I'm trying to calm down now because I think I'm having it again. So yeah, I'm trying to calm down now because I'm about to start crying for some reason. But anyway, okay. So because I can feel it's funny, I can feel my chest kind of racing right now. So anyway, I'm trying to calm myself down. So I'm feeling excited. Okay. So what happened during that time was when I was in my friend's house, okay, future, okay, present time, I went back into the past of when I was in that abusive relationship. And I remember I was in the same predicament where I was sitting down and I wanted to go home because I did not feel comfortable. And I was looking around the area where I was at, same thing I was doing with my friend's house, and I started to, I don't want to say blackout, but again, things started to get fuzzy and hazy. That's the best way that I can explain it. And it's like something like if you're about to pass out or something like that. And I was looking around and I was saying to myself, I don't want to be here. I should not be here. I want to go home. I want to get out of here now. And it wasn't that I was in any immediate danger over my friend's house, because I know I'm safe there with her, or at the abusive relationship house. That was a little different because I knew I shouldn't be there. I knew that that was not a place for me to be. But that's the trauma bond that I had, which I would speak about totally later in another episode. But trauma bonds are real. So I was there because of a trauma bond, okay? And so I'm not speaking about the abusive relationship, okay? So I was there in the abusive relationship, in my mind, even though I was in the present day with my friend's house, and I was safe at my friend's house. My mind went back to that place, and I started looking around at my friend's house, but in my mind, I was totally at my abusive relationships house, where I was in a relationship. And I also was in another predicament where it reminded me of where, and this is when I was asleep. This is crazy, when I was asleep today. That's why I had to make this video, where it reminded me of another time where I was over a place where it was not, this time again, it was not a safe place for me to be, where I should not have been. And I just got up and I left and I walked. And I remember the young lady was yelling my name, but I did not turn back, because I just knew if I turned back, it would have, all I knew is that I'm not going to turn back. I'm just going to keep going, and as long as I can make it out of the parking lot, across the street to where I need to be, around the corner, I will be safe. And I literally, at that moment, even now, I'm reliving it. And when I say I'm reliving it, I'm actually visualizing where I was. I can actually visualize how far I was before I was able to relax and turn in a corner. I mean, like verbatim, vividly. So I relived that moment. And the same thing happened when I was at my friend's house. I vividly remember that moment. And what snapped me out of it was, again, I'm at my friend's house and I'm doing this, and I had my squishy, and I said, okay, I'm overthinking right now. I'm starting to play with my hands right now. I'm starting to fidget a lot. And when I start to fidget a lot, I said, okay, it's time for me to leave. Not in a bad way, but that means that I want to leave. And not because I'm in this situation when I was over my friend's house, the safe place, that I'm in a predicament where I should not be. Okay. And another reason why all that built up was because I had to be at work in the morning, and basically I wanted to make sure that I was home on time, because I want to stick to a regimen that I have for me to be in bed. And normally if I say I want to go, I want to go. Don't question me. I want to go. And I instantly will go into irritability, and I don't want to say rage, because rage is just Dungeon Dragon, but I would instantly go into irritability, and then anger and upset. So I'll stay, but lo and behold, I'll be irritable and upset, because when I look at my watch and I'm like, oh, I gotta go to home, but by the time I get home, I'm having I can't sleep because I'm overthinking. I should have left. So that's basically what I go through when I'm about to have a panic attack, or when I'm having a case of anxiety, extreme case of anxiety. And I kind of commended myself when I left, because it was more of, okay, I'm noticing I'm overthinking, and I'm noticing that I'm not comfortable, and I'm not comfortable because I want to leave, and I can get up and leave without having to explain myself, if you understand what I'm saying. So that's the reason when I came home, and it was funny, I felt relieved when I came home. And then, like I said, I'm here today in front of you all because I had that thought, and that thought, which was when I was at my friend's house, it was just so surreal. Have any of you had that before, where you were in a place and your mind drifted somewhere and you started to have a mild panic attack or a episode, And what did you do in that situation, or what was your triggers to let you know you're about to have a panic attack or an anxiety attack? And that's another reason why I can't wait to get my emotional support animal. I forgot to add a picture of my ESA animal. His name is Peanut. I am in the works with my therapist to get him. Hopefully by the next time I am uploading, you guys will see him and you will be introduced to him, and it will be called C'est La Vie and Peanut, Views by C'est La Vie and Peanut. So with that being said, here's a picture of him. All right, back to your schedule program. And I think I may even get I'm looking at my clock because it's about to go off. Hopefully it don't. But or what emotional support animal, because I know that there's triggers for me. I'm noticing now I might tap my leg rapidly when I'm having a thought, which it goes off by itself. And it's weird because I was explaining to my mom about it, and I don't think she fully understands or capable to understand what I mean by that. And it just goes off by itself, because if I'm thinking about something, just like when I do this here, it's automatic. And when I I shake my leg, it's automatic. And it's not anxious. I want to say anxious. You know, some people get upset and they tap, but for me, I notice it's when I'm thinking too much, or when it's a situation where I'm trying to make a decision and it's taking just a little bit too long to make a decision, if you understand. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you all today early. It's 8 o'clock. Like I said, I'm going to get ready to start my day. I devoted half of my time that I'm normally up and about making my coffee and wakey eggs and bakey. But I wanted to share this with you, my people, my subscribers, my lovelies. Yeah, that's what I will call you guys, my lovelies. Watch this. Alexa, stop. I call you guys my lovelies because you are lovable, and we are all loved. So that's what you are to me, my lovelies. And I want you to have a lovely and a beautiful morning, and a lovely and a beautiful day. And I just want to let you know again that mental health is mental wealth. And remember, no matter what anybody says, you matter. And always remember that opinions are free, but you pay attention to advice. So that's what I want to leave you here with. And remember, stay safe and prosper. Carry on.